5-year-old Black child scalped, beaten, assaulted by other young kids. This might be the most heinous we've ever covered on Indisputable. Put it up for a mask. In Cleveland, Ohio, according to a newly released police report, witnesses told police they saw 3 children brutally attack a 5-year-old girl on September 13th. Corroborating statements from the victim's mother, who said her daughter was sexually assaulted by a group in a field. In the mother's GoFundMe post, she said 3 children, aged 8, 9, and 10, were brutally attacked, tortured, and sexually assaulted her daughter, who had been diagnosed with autism. The police report is heavily redacted, but it notes at least 3 witnesses told investigators they saw children assaulting the victim. Police recovered physical evidence, a sexual assault kit. One of the victim's braids had been torn from a scalp, and some of the victim's clothing. As I said, this is a very difficult story. Police confirmed earlier this week that they were investigating a crime involving a victim and several suspects, but they are under the age of 10. The police report confirms the victim was 5, but does not mention the ages of the suspect. At 4:23 p.m. on September 13th, Cleveland police responded to the 1000 block of 145th Street for a missing child. It was a missing child report that came in. When the police arrived, they spoke to a woman who had been babysitting the victim from roughly 2 p.m. Several juveniles told the investigators a young girl had led the victim to a field on East 148th Street behind Collinwood Athletic Complex before striking her in the face with a rock, strangling her, undressing her, according to the incident report. The juveniles then led authorities to the field where they had discovered the victim with no clothes, lying in a fetal position. The victim had bruising and swelling on her face. That is according to the police report. I know that our instinct is to look away from this story right now. You may want to go to the next video. You may want to log off for a minute. You may want to turn the channel. You may want to go to another podcast, however you are hearing me right now. As difficult as this story is to report, as difficult as it was for my producers to cultivate it, as difficult as it is for you to hear it, it is a million times more difficult for the girl who experienced it. And because of her needing a voice, we do this. Another witness told investigators that she saw 3 youth walking with the victim in the East 148th Street area before beating the girl, ripping out her hair, and then urinating on her. That's according to the incident report once again. A third witness said he saw a girl assaulting the victim, but no details from that person's account are listed in the report. It is unclear from the report why that witness did not stop the attack. I know that question is looming on everyone's mind, but there is nothing in the report that says here's why they did not intervene. The girl's mother, Antavia Kennibrew, Miss Kennibrew, says she left her daughter with a relative while she went to her doctor's appointment. It was 2 p.m. Here's your babysitter. She says she found her daughter beaten and abused. She describes her daughter as bubbly and sweet. Quote, I literally saw the worst thing ever. I saw my young, unrecognizable. Kennibrew said, I couldn't wrap my head around it. What I saw was unbelievable. My daughter was not my daughter. Her hair was scalped from her head. She had bruises and blood all over her body. Her eyes were filled with blood. Her lips and mouth were filled with blood. Her nails had debris and dirt stuck in it. End quote. Another quote. These kids broke my daughter's spirit, end quote. The girl's mother said in the post, quote, they took away her boundaries, end quote. Kennibrew says the attack left her daughter physically, emotionally, and mentally hurt. The 5-year-old is now in therapy. She elaborated more on her GoFundMe, quote, they literally tried to kill my daughter. These are no normal kids. Themselves and their parents need to be held accountable. My daughter is not the same. She is having behavioral problems. She is mentally not okay. I am mentally not okay. Me not getting justice for my daughter makes me feel like I failed her. She is saying things to unalive herself. She is breaking down. She hates talking about what happened to her, and I'm breaking down with her. I have set her up with a therapist and have also been seeking one myself. I cannot sleep. I can barely eat. I keep repeatedly seeing images of my baby in that field. Before I go to the GoFundMe, I really want everyone to understand as much as we possibly can the connection between a daughter and a mother, especially at that young age. This creates the potential of a back and forth trauma inside of the home. When one person is traumatized, a person loves a traumatized person so much that their trauma becomes the individual who loves them trauma. And that's what's happening inside of that household. So the mother being wise enough to say, not only is my daughter in therapy, but I'm in therapy too. Well, the mother didn't experience it. Yes, she has. Yes, she has. So this becomes a defining moment in how they have to live the rest of their lives. Now, what is possible, and I believe this will happen, your daughter would transform that moment into a movement which transforms the tragedy into triumph, the horrendous into heroic. She becomes an advocate. She becomes more powerful than you ever imagined. And to the mother, I'm a parent myself. I have a daughter. Here's one thing I learned. Who you are to them is more important than anything else in this world. And just remember that who you are inside of you to her is the most important thing. Put up the GoFundMe. We want to help them as much as we can. There's a GoFundMe. The family has set up a GoFundMe. The link will also be included in the description of this video. 116,000 has already been made. The government isn't paying. There's no private company on the line for this, so a settlement is coming in the future. It's unfortunate that children are involved in assaulting children, but as I've always said, children are mimicking what the input has been inside of them. They are input-output until they start making independent personality decisions, and this takes a while. So in a way, those kids too are victims on another level, not as visceral as this one. So I'm not going to moralize against the kids, but we do want to help this one as much as we can. She was a victim. All right, dear brother, thoughts here?
5-year-old beaten, scalped, sexually assaulted. There are no thoughts.
Yeah.
Sociopaths, psychopaths. Dr. Richey, you're a better person than I am because you didn't want to demonize the kids that did this. I do. I have seen plenty of children, especially African-American children, charged as adults for crimes that they committed even as young as 10 years old. This is a conversation. This is a crime. This is not okay. This is not just learned behavior. This is all of the above. The parents should be charged. The system should be charged. The children should be charged. Everyone should be charged. Children have the capacity to become everything until we make them nothing, and nothing will ever be the same. This is a travesty. It is a tragedy. And this is heartbreaking.
Yeah. We will bring updates as they come. To the mother, if there's anything we can ever do for you at Indisputable, please reach out. All right, that offer stands.